Hi, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome. If you're new, welcome. My name is Georgia. So, in this episode, we are going to talk about the interview that Tasha K did with Martell. Well, just a part of it. We're not going to go through the whole thing. But my last video on Love and Marriage Huntsville behind the scenes, I told you why Martell get arrested, and it was Melody told the crowd at her live podcast with Carlos King why it happened. So I'm just going to let you know how it happened, because Martell gave Tasha the, as they say, exclusive about how it happened, the day it happened, and stuff like that. I know there's a lot of people saying to boycott watching Tasha's interview with Martell. The Melometers are not happy about it, that some of us are actually reporting on it. But listen, I'm impartial in this case, okay? I'm impartial. I'm not saying that I'm for Martell. I'm not saying that I'm for Melody, but I'm impartial. I'm looking at what's given to us, and I'm commenting on it. So that's where we are with it. So besides everything else that happened, one of the things, the way he came in to tell Tasha how it happened is that they were talking about his mom. Tasha was asking her, how's Mama Holt doing and stuff like that, and he's just letting her know how much he loves his mom and respects her. And the latest incident that happened with his mom, how she got involved, was he said he went down to the police department in Huntsville. He went to the records department to get a document, and he's standing there. He asked the person and for the document that he needs, and they told him, hold on a second. He's standing there waiting. First of all, he said he had his kids with him in the car outside. He said he had dropped off his daughter at tennis practice, and he's like, all right, you know what? While she's doing her practice, let me run over here with the other kids to go pick up the documents, and then I could come back and pick her up. So when he gets there, now he's asking the lady, tell him to hold on. She goes in the back, and a police officer comes out and tell him that, there's a warrant out for your arrest. And he's like, no, you can't be talking about me. Maybe you're talking about my brother Montez, because I don't do nothing. I'm a good guy. He was like, let me double check. So the person calls whoever they need to call and double check and ask them, did your wife change her last name? And the person, and he said yes. He said, well, she's the one who have the warrant out for your arrest. And then he's like, what is it for? So up till then, he said they wouldn't tell him. So he had to call his mom, he said, to come and get the kids from the car, and I guess go pick up his other daughter from tennis practice. And then, they took him into custody. He said he was in there for about 3 hours. And he told his mom, don't call no bail bonds person, because I don't want them to get me out. So apparently they call a family friend or somebody he said he's working with, person is looking to start a show or whatever. And they happen to be, affiliated with a bonds person, or maybe that person, I'm not quite sure exactly. But I think they called somebody that they knew mutually, the mom and Martell, and that person came and bailed him out. He said he was in there for about 3 hours. They had a shift change, so he had to wait around a little bit longer. But then he found out, what the arrest warrant was for. It was for harassing. It says the DV harassing communications. And then he also spoke about all the blogs who put it out there that he was, arrested for DV, but they didn't put the harassing communication. He said he contacted the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk, TMZ, all of those outlets, and let them know to actually add that piece to it, because when you don't add that piece, it seems that it's more than it was. So he said, okay, they all reposted it. I noticed that the Neighborhood Talk took theirs down and made sure they added that piece to it and reposted it. But he said, yeah, that's what it was. He said what happened with them happened in August of 2022, and Mel waited until July of 2023 to go file it. He said he didn't know. He's like, we out here filming together, moving around, whatever, exchanging the kids and everything. And she never said nothing. He's like, I didn't even know that was out there. But he's like, it's where it is right now. And, I just got to deal with it. And if you guys know that form of arrest or warrant or whatever is a misdemeanor, and it is punishable up to a year in prison. So I don't know if she's gonna let it stand, or if her point is proven or whatever, if she's gonna drop it or whatever. Can't she drop it at this point? I don't know. If you know about the law, just leave it in the comments and let me know what are the possibilities. I'll leave it for the rest of us. What are the possibilities that may happen going forward for him? So that was part of the interview. There was another part that I found interesting, that with him and Ariane, that it's been going on for a long time, 10 years. We already know that a lot. But one thing that I didn't know was that Melody actually went and sat down and spoke to Ariane with her mom there. Ariane's mother. Or was it Melody's mom? Ariane's mother. And basically told her, listen, she had a Barbara and Shirley conversation where she told her, listen, this is my husband. Please step aside and leave him alone. And but it seemed like Martell kept going back. He kept going back to her. And what was Melody supposed to do at this point? Martell also spoke about, we heard about this as well. Most of the stuff that he talked about is something that we already heard. He spoke about, Melody having a relationship with their attorney, and that the attorney at that time was engaged to be married and had a young child. The baby had just been a couple of months. And apparently she admitted that relationship to Martell. Martell said he went and spoke to the fiance about it. The fiance told him that she had an idea something was going on, but she wasn't sure. So him going to her and telling her just confirmed things. But I'm saying, okay, I guess at this point they were doing tit for tat, because at this point, Martell was in a relationship with Ariane. He said the way that happened is, he and Melody had an argument one evening, and she left the house for a few hours, and then she came back, and I guess they were still kind of, tension around the place. And she told him, so why don't you go get a girlfriend? So happens that there was a barbecue happening that night somewhere at a friend's house or a cousin's house, and he went there and he met Ariane, and from there, that was it. So he's saying that it's Melody's fault because that he got a girl, because he wasn't interested in stepping out of his marriage. He wasn't interested in talking to anybody. He's always been a faithful guy. And I'm guessing when Melody saw that things were getting serious, she was like, uh-oh, you know what? You need to just get away from my husband or whatever. There are some of us who, let me not even go there. You just need to get away from my man. So that was what he told us. I just came to let you know how he got arrested. It seems kind of comical, but that's how it is. You're going about your business, and you're hemmed up, not knowing that there's an arrest warrant out there for you. So that's where it is. Martell is dealing with all of that right now. And he spoke about other things that we've seen on the show, about how they dissolved the business, about him not having his builder's license. She's the one who have it. He was in a project at the time when she took his name off of the business and stuff like that. But, Carlos got involved, he said, and spoke to Melody, and she put his name back on. So now he said he's doing real estate. He doesn't like to be up front in the scene, so he may not even come back to the show. He said he likes to be behind the scenes. He don't want to be up front where everything is. He just wants to do real estate and stack his money and take care of his family, all 5 of his kids. So that's where it is with Martell. He told us about the day that he got arrested and how he got arrested. So I'm wondering who leaked it to the blogs, or people were just scrolling, because that the website to the police station is there, or the county office or whatever it's called is there, and people just scrolling through and may have found it. Or was it the person who bailed him out that leaked it and let it be known that, he got arrested? But that is how Martell got arrested. If you're interested in watching the interview that Tasha K did with him, I'm gonna link it below. I can't play parts of it here on it because Tasha K will strike. She tells us straight up, do not use my content, even though she's pulling people content from different channels and using it. She said, don't use my content because I will get your, strike for copyright. So I am going to link it down below so you can head on over there and watch it. There's some things that she mentioned that she has videos of Melody assaulting Martell, but of course you can't put it on YouTube. So you have to go to her platform and pay her $12.99 to join and watch. That I'm not doing. So if you want to watch the rest of the videos down here. One thing I was getting kind of frustrated with Martell because Tasha would ask him a question. He would get really hyped up, like, okay, you know what? Let me tell you. And then he say 2 words and this, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to. He did that about 20, 30 times. And it was really getting under my skin because I'm like, listen, you're either going to answer the question or you're not. Don't make us think that you're going to answer it. Because she was asking some really interesting questions. Tasha must have asked him like 5 different times, 5 different ways. Is Ariane your lady? And at one point, I think Tasha called Ariane out of her name, the B word. And Martha was like, no, don't do that because, she's the mother of my child. I respect her. She's always been there for me. Don't do that. So Tasha apologized for that. And then she asked him again, is that your woman? He said yes. And at the end, I think at one point, she also asked him, so being that now you're divorced, you're free to marry who you want. You've been with her for at least 10 years. Are you going to marry her? And he was like, well, you know what? The divorce is still fresh. It's only been about 3 years. I'm going to look at our relationship as starting from this point. I'm like, Martha, you full of crap. We're going to look at our relationship from starting from this point. And then we're going to get to know each other, our true selves, our true each other. Like, dude, you've been going back and forth with this lady all these years. You don't know her by now? Come on. If you don't know me by now, you will never know me. So that's where he is with it. So he's playing around. And then for the last question again, Tasha asked him, so nobody's going to come out the woodworks and claim that they belong to you. It's just you and Ariane at this point, right? And Martell would not answer. And I'm like, you know what? We done with this. So yeah, that was a little overview of the interview. And just wanted to let you know how he got arrested. Even he found it funny. So yeah, that's where it is. So guys, I will thank you for watching this video. Make sure you thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more celebrity entertainment news, gossip, just news in general, celebrity news in general. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your family. Bye-bye.